got to find some way to get some easy baskets, maybe being on transition.
Third quarter underway. Railers have Gesner, Kirby, Cook, Block, and Van Hook on the floor, so starters out there for the Railers. Yek drives around the left side, gets it back now to Ferguson. Houston will bring it near the timeline. Houston back over to Yek. Three-pointer on the way for the tie, and we are.
And it's not the way you want to start out the half.
Over to Block, fakes the three, drives baseline, kicks it underneath, tipped out of bounds. Nice defense by the Rockets. It'll stay with the Railers.
Yeah, the start we didn't want, an open three by Rochester, just basically setting a couple of screens, and the Railers not fighting around.
Kirby looks to make a move. Christian, three, corner, stays in.
That's a good counter to their three.
So the Railers back on top, 20-17. Driving Grant off the glass, missed it. Christian with the rebound in front of Ross.
Nice board by Christian that time, went up in a crowd.
Yeah, he did. He went up strong, and the Railers got to get back here. And we tried a little transition, but a good job by Rochester at getting back.
Christian, foot on the line.
Yep.
Jumper on the way, up and good.
Yeah, it was a two, though. His foot was on the line.
Let's see if we can get him going now. It's a spark that the Railers need. We've always played better when Christian's hitting.
Yeah, because his defensive energy picks up.
And then a foul is going to be whistled on Kirby as Yek goes down. That's going to be the first on Austin.
What the yak? Yeah, nice big run, about 10-0. How's
Yeah,
that?
let's go up about 10 points.
Over to Houston. Ferguson, they work it around the right side to Grant. Yek on the left side. 6:15 to go. 22-17, Railers on top by 5.
Yeah, Yek's been the one, when it was last time at Rochester, Yek was the one with McMinn that hit several threes, so the Railers got to get on him. He missed a couple in the first half, and more than likely he's going to make a few.
Yek. Down low. Nice job by Gavin as he tipped it away. They tried to get it down low to Greer, so good defense by the freshman. Railers with the 5-point lead.
Make them pay.
Max has picked up his dribble. Over to Gesner on the right side. All going against play. Nice fake by Gesner. Flips it over to Block in the corner. Swinging around. Kirby back to Block in the corner. Three up and
nice.
Three good.
Nice unselfish pass. Kirby had an open look, but he gave the extra pass and gave it right back to Block. It's just good passing by the Railers. You know, you see a lot of that in college where they work the ball around the perimeter and one guy comes and he doesn't quite get it to him. And they're very easily Kirby could have made that shot, but he gave it back to Gavin.
Timeout taken by Rochester. We'll take it with them. 5:34 to go. Railers up by 8 here in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds with Lincoln. Railer basketball on 96.3 FM. Railers up 25-18 as they have run off 8 in a row after Rochester was able to tie it at 17. The Railers have defensively done a nice job, and offensively that last set, boy, the passing and that's the way you'd love every offensive set to run.
You bet. And nice to get Block off the mark, too. He's been struggling trying to find his shot.
Yeah, it looks pretty also when you make the extra pass and you make it.
Yeah.
All the better. And again, Rochester with just another careless turnover and good pressure by the Railers.
And again, the Railers need to make them pay. This is how you get a run, as you well know, Josh. You generate some turnovers and score on them.
Max, think they might run any kind of a lob play for Christian. Nope, Christian comes up high this time. Over to Austin. Max to Block. Gavin, crossover dribble in the lane, spins, kicks out Christian. Mishandled the pass, so he'll get it back over to Kirby. Gesner fakes Grant again. Over to Kirby. Austin drives down. Block. Hands back to Gesner. Gesner fakes Grant again.
Spacing. Railers are not well spaced right now.
Christian pull up inside the line, left it short. Max tried to track it down, but Yek is the one that comes out of there with it for Coach Angelo and the Rockets. Yek over to Ferguson, approaching the 4.5-minute mark, third quarter. Greer.
Yeah, I'm not sure Greer's going to do much with it at the free throw line. Haven't even seen him attempt a shot yet. We'll let him catch it there.
You bet.
Railers up by 8, 25-17. Houston over to Yek. Overcooked. Three spins off, no good. Christian and Block trying to get the rebound, and Christian's the one that knocks it out of bounds over Greer. as we see Swain in, and he will replace Greer. And I don't know if that's for simply Josh, just because maybe he gives you a little bit more an offensive option when he's in there.
Yeah, I think so too. And both Christian and Gavin up for the rebound, but both of them up with just one hand. You got to go up with two and grab it out of the air.
Houston looks to make a move, cut off by Gesner. Grant in the lane. Nice up and under move, gets it in, lays it in.
That was a sweet move. He got two Railers off their feet, turned around, and look what's here, a layup.
Past the halfway mark here in the third quarter. Railers with a 6-point advantage. Gesner pull-up jumper for 3. Spins off no good. Swain the rebound.
Yeah, another shot I think we can get at any time in the possession. Quick shot, especially when the Railers have got some momentum going.
Ferguson tried to dump it down to Swain. Mishandles it. Ball still loose. And are they going to get Block or Kirby on the reach-in foul?
Kirby.
That's going to be on Austin, and we've got Austin net for his second. Checking in will be Will Podbelsic. He will replace Austin. 25-19. Railers with a 6-point advantage. They lob it into Swain, who turns in the lane, and then Christian comes out of nowhere and rejects it. And then Swain's going to get whistled for coming over the block, a back of Block on the rebound.
Yeah, good help by Christian. Got it over Block, not the rebound, but the pass over Block, and he didn't get the shot over Christian.
Swain makes a typical sophomore mistake. He brings the basketball down, and when he brings it down, everybody can get it.
Podbelsic on the left wing, working against Houston.
Wow,
he's going to drive in, and Houston's going to be whistled as Pod had nowhere to go.
Well, Pod was smart. He knew eventually he was going to, the whistle had to blow. So
I was going to say,
kept going.
The next thing would have been a tackle.
Yeah.
They try to get it inside from Gesner to Cook, cutting down the paint, and it's going to be kicked away by Grant, so it'll stay again with the Railers. Cook dumps it down for Christian, cutting as Block. Gavin turns in the lane. Nice move by Swain, and it won't fall down. Gesner and Block trying to get it, and it is Rochester coming out with it.
Great
Rochester
move.
Down 6.
Now you talked about that up and under that Rochester did. Gavin did that on his end too. It just couldn't get the shot to go down.
It hung and it hung and it just wouldn't fall.
Yeah, laid up there, but fell left instead of right.
1 tick over 3 minutes left in our third quarter. Houston inbounds to Yek. And it's tipped away and stolen by Gesner from behind. Well, you know, the turnover goes to Yek, but his teammates gave him no indication that Gesner was there.
Now it's right in front of us. You didn't hear any of them yell.
Yeah, the Railers got to work the ball and get a good shot here. See if we can get another cut like Gavin did the last time.
And then Grant tries to take it away from Gesner. Gesner strong enough to pick it back up. Max with the drive, the floater no good. Gesner tries to come in, grab the rebound, knocked out of bounds, and it'll go back to Rochester with Jack Benning nowhere in sight.
Nice, Jeff. Nice.
Yek facing the Railer pressure. Lincoln has extended a little bit. Looks like he walked, and he certainly did. So again, the turnovers that the Railers have created against Rochester have really been when the pressure has not been turned up too high.
Yeah. I think those are called unforced errors, Jeff.
Christian sets a screen for Gesner. Gets it back over to Cook. Gavin working against Swain on the right wing. 2:15 to go. Gesner drives in, kicks back out to Van Hook. Block against Swain. Looks like he could take him anytime he tries, and he's going to try and go in, but a foul is going to be whistled on Swain, trying to keep Gavin from going in. And I think the thing that you see with Gavin in his eyes is he knows that he can take Swain, and Swain knows it too.
That's a problem too for Swain, but not for the Railers. But I like to see the Railers, be aggressive again to the basket and get Rochester in foul trouble. Hardly taking any free throws tonight.
Gavin drives in, open Podbelsic corner, 3 is good.
Yeah, I think Coach has kind of realized that too, that Gavin can take him. And not only Gavin does he get to the lane, but he sets people up when the other guy's got to come and help.
Now let's get a stop and a bucket, get this thing to double figures.
Railers have extended to a 9-point advantage with 1:45 left in the third.
Be nice if the Railers could play a bunch of kids in the fourth quarter and get these guys a little rest for 6:30 tonight.
Corner 3 missed by Rochester, shooting up an air ball. And Podbelsic comes down, picks it up, gets it back to Gesner.
Good job by Pod of rebounding. Always tough on that air ball.
Gesner's 3 as he comes down and hits it from the top of the key.
Railers 4 of 5 this quarter after 3 of 10 in the first half.
Railers are now up 12 at 31-19.
Again, we've built leads, but we haven't been able to put teams away to that 20-point mark. the Railers are on their way, but again, got to stay strong on the defense.
Holden, Houston, gets it over to Yek on the right side. Ferguson goes by Gesner in the lane. Shot off the back of the rim, no good. Christian High for the board. We're under a minute. Looks like you would think the Railers are going to hold for one.
As is their want, Jeff.
Christian, high block, high post to block. Todd thought about the three, steps in, jumper on the way. That's good. Todd's hit 2 in a row. He's got 7.
Good job by Pod. He set that up by last time making a 3 in the corner, and then he pump fakes, does a good job of getting Houston in the air, and now he pulls up for that one dribble pull up.
And then a foul in the backcourt is going to be whistled on Gesner.
Yeah, not a bad foul, though. Make him take the ball out again, use some more clock. Just 3 team fouls on the Railers right now.
And they've had difficulty handling passes, so making them inbounded puts them in peril.
Sure, put a little, make them go back a little farther.
It does put them in peril, Jeff.
I mean, Olsen now back in the contest, replacing Gesner. And we've got another foul underneath.
The problem for Jake is he can play physical, but he's so small that the other people don't know he's playing physical.
Well, and now we have 2 quick fouls where we don't want to get too far into with fouls. Where Rochester's going to be shooting bonus here pretty quickly.
22 seconds. They get it to Grant. Little 10-foot floater, left it short. Can Olsen track it down? No. They get it back to Grant. Now back to Houston. Angelo calls out 1 shot for the Rockets, down to 12. Railers with a 14-point advantage here towards the end of the third.
Get a steal and a 3.
We're down to 5. In the corner. Are they going to get a shot off? They try to drive the baseline. Yek fires up 3. Nice job by Cook.
No call.
As he blocks the shot from Yek. At the end of 3, Railers have stretched it out to a 14-point advantage. At the end of 3, it's Lincoln 33, Rochester 19. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.